What up, people? Push Wild Black here, and I'm gonna do something a little different because I'm a graphic designer, and this is actually um, graphic design news, really, if you think about it. That Dove Facebook ad that everybody's was freaking out about today. Everybody's like, "How did this pass?" and "How did this get through Facebook?" and what exactly is happening? As a black designer that's done corporate design for 4 years and has done in-house design for 2 years before I'm completely doing freelance now. I hope to get back on someone's staff soon. I'm going to explain to y'all what exactly happened here and why you guys, if you do want to boycott Dove, go ahead and do it, because this is, at the very least, this is a very, very poor culture there as far as design goes. And they're very lazy and very, I'm actually just going to show you one ad in particular because there's three that people are noticing. There's two ads and a copywriting choice where they're just bad. They're just really bad as far as design goes. As far as marketing goes, rather. So let me just read the article. Dove apologizes for racist Facebook ad. Beauty company Dove has apologized on Facebook and Twitter over an image they posted that some people have called racist. The ad has been taken down, but not before some people posted the images on social media. A beauty blogger, Naomi Blake, was one of the people who posted the image. The ad shows a black woman taking off a brown shirt. Here's the ad right here. The ad shows a black woman taking off her brown shirt to reveal a white woman underneath. Here's the ad. So, black lady, take off the shirt, white lady. So here's the caption. So I'm scrolling down Facebook, and this is the Dove ad that comes up. Okay, so what am I looking at? Dove said they deeply regret the offense it caused and said they were committed to representing diversity. And here are the tweets that Dove posted, and that was yesterday. An image we recently posted on Facebook missed the mark, representing women of color thoughtfully. We deeply regret the offense that it caused. Dove is committed to representing the beauty of diversity. In an image we posted this week, we missed the mark in thoughtfully representing women of color, and we deeply regret the offense that it caused. The feedback that has been shared is important to us, and we will use it to guide us in the future. Okay, so now I'm going to show you guys another ad, and I'm actually going to mention the third because there's three instances here where I'm actually going to show you guys another ad that they did, and an ad that I believe they might have got inspiration from. And the second ad is going to be just a poor design choice here. All right, so Dove body wash ad stirs controversy. I'm not going to read the article here, but I am going to post the ad, and this was from 2011. So, okay. So what they're doing here is they're selling this body wash. Dove VisaCare body wash. All right, so this is the body wash. This is the copy. Visibly more beautiful skin from the most unexpected places, your shower. All right, so I'm not gonna read the copy there, but that's the tagline. This is the ad, and then I'm gonna show you guys why it's bad, one, and two, why people considered it racist. And I'm gonna mention one. There's a theme here. All right, so I zoomed in for a second, and you might see that there's scratches on this tile right here. The focal point should be the tiles, before, after. Before, the scratches on the tile are supposed to show dry skin, before, and then the smooth tile here is after and moisturized skin, right? The theme is they have a color scheme, there's a gradient on the floor, and it fades into the copy. So you can read the copy. This is what the focal point is. The focal point, if you look at the ad, the focal point are the models. Specifically, the gradient effect that it shows with the models of dark skin, lighter skin, white skin. So if you're looking in a magazine, that's what you're noticing. You're not noticing, you have to look kind of hard at the before and after. I get what they were trying to do using the models here because with the diversity, but it doesn't show well because you're using dark to light. You're using a dark to light gradient type of look for the ad, which is like, which some people were like, okay, this is racist because you put the dark skinned black lady in the before and then the lighter lady in the middle where there's no tile, and then the white lady, the moisturized skin, and the after. All right. Now, I'm going to show you guys another ad or another series of ads where, hold on now, gotta move, doing this on my iPod Touch. All right, so I'm going to go to Facebook here. I'm going to show you guys a series of ads. All right, so this one is, not going to show you guys that one yet. Okay, so this one is an ad that someone posted in the conversation thread that this was about. So right here, this is an ad for, let me move here. All right, this is an ad for Pears soap. All right, transparent soap. All right, so we got the baby here, and it looks like it's a carnival style poster. All right, so there's the baby, there's the white baby with there's the salesman, there's the soap, there's the scrub brush, there's the black baby in the water. Very minstrel show-ish type of style here. And you've washed the baby's body. Baby has a white body, black face. Bad idea. But depending on the time period of when this was actually done, this was actually, if it was done in the early 1900s or the late 1800s, where the minstrel show and minstrel show style artwork was commonplace, this actually could be an actual ad here. And it looks like it is. So I'm going to show you guys contrast to, because it's going to be this ad and it's going to be the ad this weekend. So we have, let's see. All right. So we have the poster here. We have the mammy washing clothes in a wash tub. We have Cook's lightning soap, same premise, different idea though. Black kids outside looking in the window. White mom washing the black off the boy. White kid, white face, black body. Boom. Black lady taking off the brown shirt, white lady. Bad. That's a culture thing. Either it's in-house. If it's in-house, then a designer probably has had, or designers have probably had this idea for a while and it wasn't catched, or they sent this out and they sent this out to a marketing agency. The marketing agency, and I'm not gonna say that they might have used this for inspiration or not. I said that earlier, and it shouldn't be. I shouldn't have, but it's still laziness on their part, because that's what you have interns for. Like, if you're using this as an idea, that's bad for you. And if you're not using it as an idea, like I remember when I was a graphic design assistant, one of the first things that I did as a graphic design assistant is, because we outsourced when we design. I did general design, basic design work, right? But we outsourced one of our magazines to a print company, to a print agency, because we didn't have the capabilities to actually do. We did the layout, but we didn't actually have the capabilities to do the actual like building of the actual magazine. So we outsourced that because we didn't have the capability to do it ourselves. One of the things that we had to do, though, is if they sent, if they sent the actual proofs to us for final approval, we actually had to go through and we had to edit like the proofs. So my art director did this, or my marketing director did this. So one of the tasks that I had to do was, I remember one in particular. They used a font, a computerized font, and they had to and she didn't really like one of the symbols, one of the letters on one of the words, and she was like, I don't like this symbol because it looked like a pitchfork. It was supposed to be for W, but the way they had it, like they had it looking like a pitchfork or a trident. So one of the things that I had to do was I had to go and I had to research what that specific symbol meant just in other cultures, because I didn't want to because they didn't want to offend anybody, because it's an international magazine. The magazine that we were producing, it was for my school, but we had a big international student population, and we didn't want to offend anybody from another culture. So I had to go and research like how a certain word that looks like a certain symbol would mean in other cultures. It took about a couple hours to do, but that was one of the things as an intern I had to do. You have interns that basically can do this. So there was laziness on their part, number one. Number two, this ad right here is, let me see, because this is I'm going to make another point with this ad in a second. But on the body wash ad is just poor design, because the focal point is the models instead of the tiles. I understand that, okay? So sometimes an art director, like this is kind of sudden, more so than the one Saturday. But let me see here. This ad right here, this is just poor art direction. This is just poor creative direction. And I'm going to tell you why. One is the Facebook ad, and they shot this. Mostly Facebook ads and digital ads in general are not shot, because Facebook ads are not really, in digital coupons or digital ads, I know because I did that, most of them are from stock photography that the company is shot or we paid for, or the company paid for. Like a lot of ads that we did, we used stock photography. We would shoot some stuff ourselves, or but a lot of times we bought like stock images from like iStock or something. But we would have to do we would have to get, so I remember when I did this, we would have to get like the actual image with the watermarks, and we'd have to do like either comps or we'd have to do like storyboards before we even purchased the image, because a high quality image or a low quality image, depending on what you needed, is anywhere between, if we're doing commercial license, which they were, that's $50 at the least. So you would have to, it looks like to me though, they shot it. Now, it could be that they shot it in-house, meaning they got company people which happens all the time. They got people that worked in the for the company, and they asked them to model for them. You sign a release form, and then if you have, there's two ways to do it. If they had an in-house studio, which some companies do, and then you go to the in-house studio, you spend a couple hours, or you spend like an hour in the studio, you shoot the artwork, you shoot the shot, you pick the best shots, and then you take it to the designer, or you take it to the digital imager, or the digital asset manager, and one of the assistants, or him, if not his or her self, will build the actual Facebook image or the actual ad, depending on what time it is. That's still bad art direction, because just of the time that you have to do to book that, it's still bad art direction. So the fact that the comps, and if they shot it themselves, sketchbook needed to be out. They sketched the idea, boom. No one paid attention to that. No one paid attention to, especially now, how that looks. No one paid attention to, normally a good designer says, this is where I got the idea from. They didn't research that. No one researched, okay, how will this look, not necessarily historically, but how will this look as far as race relations go? They just decided, oh, we got a black model and we got a white model, and this is cool, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, wow. So, yeah, man, like, there's a culture there, and there's a theme there with dark skin meaning dirty and white meaning clean. And that's basically why I'm saying there's a culture there, because this has happened, and this happened for 2 ads, and this has happened for some copy. Because let me go to the copy story, because this was at 2014. All right, so this Summer Glow lotion for normal to dark skin. There's no picture here, but all right, so let's see. On Tuesday, woman posted a photo to Dove Summer Glow Nourishing Lotion that featured the classification normal to dark skin, implying that light skin tones are normal and dark skin isn't. Ugh. Twitter user Hatfula Facts rightfully tweeted her outrage, saying, "Dear Dove, what skin color is normal?" Her tweet has since garnered more than 15,000 retweets and more than 12,000 favorites. All right. So that was in 2014. The print ad was 2011. The print ad was bad design because they focused on the models instead of the dry skin and light skin and moisture skin patches. The easy way to fix that is to just have one race of model. Like you could either just have all white models or all black models. And then the vocal point would be, okay, the model's there, but then your eyes would actually jump from models to this. The models thing you screwed up. It's gonna go models, letters, and then people are gonna notice the actual what you're trying to do last. But let me jump back to the actual and I can't find I actually tried to look for the image. I can't find the image because the actual this is like 3 years old, and the actual tweet and page has been deleted. But yeah, there's a culture there as far as dark meaning bad, white meaning good. So I don't know if they're going to. Now, what's probably going to happen is they're going to do some campaign where they're going to do some campaign where they're going to have black models, or they're going to have multi-ethnic models, and this is going to be like a good faith gesture to the consumers, and hopefully they forget about it. But it actually shows that since 2011, they've really been lazy as far as design choices and messages, because it's not necessarily missing the mark. It is, but you're missing the message. Like with Facebook ads and with ads in general, like you're normally like on magazine ads and on like web ads, like I look at, they come through my timeline or they come through a person's timeline. You look down at them, and then it's like, okay, most part you don't see them. The vocal point being the models here, of course it's gonna look bad because people aren't gonna know what you actually are trying to do. Like that just brings up, like, and I'm sure I hope they didn't know about minstrel show stuff, but again, you have researchers and you have interns for that. You have people that specifically go and they find out what's bad and what's good when it comes to specific trends and such. So yeah, this is really bad. So anyway, if y'all want to boycott, go ahead and boycott, because they're really lazy. And how this got passed is bad art direction. Because normally, if it's a print ad, for a print ad, you go sketch, you go, we have an idea, because it looks like they shot both ads. But normally you sketch out an idea, you tell the idea to your art director. If you're a graphic designer and you have a lead designer, you tell your lead designer, this is what I came up with. If you're the lead designer, you do your sketch, you go in, you talk to the art director, you do your comp, you go in, you talk to the art director, you either shoot the image, you do the work, and then you show the art director, which shows the creative director. The creative director says, okay, this is cool, this is right for press, boom, right? If it's a Facebook ad, like I said, it's normally with photo composition. Photo composition is you have an idea, or if it's a photo composition that specifically does like digital imaging, or if it's a designer that does digital imaging, they may have creative license, which is still bad, because that means that you're not, as an art director or a creative director, you're not paying attention to what passes. So if you have somebody, one or two people doing Facebook ads, and you're not really paying attention to what's going on, and you're letting them just create ads and post them, then you're not paying attention. If you're not giving them creative license, you're still not paying attention as a creative and art director, because you're not understanding that this looks really bad, and you don't really, and that tells me that the culture there is tone deaf at best, and not, like I mentioned in the on Facebook, that this tells me that there's no diversity in their marketing department. Whoever's responsible for designing their graphics for them or designing their ads for them, there's no black people. That tells me there's no black people. And if there are, no one's listening to them. Like, you're not getting a clear idea of different cultures here. It's basically just there's this idea, there's this theme that the company has, and we're gonna go with this theme and we're gonna love this theme, and that's it, right? So yeah, if and I'm not really big on boycotting things, but yeah, if you guys want to do it, go ahead and do it, because that'll change the way they write, and that'll change the way they think about marketing. Not, and the sad thing too is it looks like to me too that they don't understand that a lot of black people use Dove a lot. And because I was actually going to lunch today after church, and I was noticing that people, like, I overheard in the in a conversation that the lady was talking about the Dove ad, and people were saying that they were gonna boycott the ad, boycott the company, and she was like, "Man, I like using Dove because it's good on mine and my kids' skin." So, and she was a black lady, relatively dark shade skin, and she was like, "Dark Dove's really good with my skin." So it's like, for you to use that, and this is another thing that art directors screw up on too. They really don't understand the people really don't understand the base, or not necessarily base, or the demographic of their sales. They just have this idea of what looks cool, or they have this idea of what they want to do, and they're not really paying attention to what they're trying to sell and what they're trying to do. So I don't know. That's my opinion as a designer. And yeah, if you guys want to boycott, go ahead and do it. Bad art direction. That's how it passed. And people were not paying attention to how stuff looks, and people are tone deaf. There's a lot of old designers that don't know anything about, like, that don't look at trends, that don't look at customer bases, that don't study art history. There's a lot of bad designers out there that don't know the history of art and design, and won't look it up. So, and won't have anybody look it up. So I totally understand how this happened, because designers are lazy, man. Like, they are, and they don't think. A lot of people get behind their sketchbook, or they get behind the computer screen, and they have this idea. And I've been through it, because as a young designer, I tried to push things that I like to do, and I've been in meetings where I'm like, okay, this is what the people are saying based on our sales meeting, or based on whatever meeting it is, and this is what we should do. And then I've had an old designer say, no, don't do that, do this. Or you have a young designer that it doesn't understand anything, and this may happen too, doesn't understand about, culture and their customer base, and they just think it's a real cool idea, and they think it's awesome. And an art director is supposed to tell them, hey, because that's happened to me personally. I worked for Army Air Force Exchange Services, and and I did for 4 years, and I was an intern. And my first summer interning for them, I had this idea that was really awesome. And an art director's like, the idea is cool, but we service a bunch of veterans. And these veterans, if I put that out there are people that are going to be offended. You can't put that out. So I had to go through, and I had to revise, and I had to pick another image. It happens. So that's an art director that didn't pull the designer aside and said, hey man, this is a bad design choice, and this will offend our customers. Or maybe they just don't care. Maybe they're just like, okay, because of who's in office, we can just do whatever we want. But nah, I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say they're dumb and they're tone deaf, and they're lazy. Because this is just lazy. There's lazy art direction here. So anyway, that's it. I'm done. That's just my idea of, as a designer, of what I think happened and why this passed and why this is a trend and why it's bad design. So anyway, Push a Ball Blackout. Later.